Hello, and thank you for joining me for On Purpose, a series where I interview intriguing leaders about their purpose. And today I am thrilled to be joined by Rich Handler, the CEO of Jefferies. So thank you so much for joining me today, Rich.
I'm so excited to be here, Kristin. Thank you.
All right, well, let me start with something you and I are both incredibly passionate about, which is our families and our animals. Tell me a little bit more about what that is to you.
Well, family is number one. I mean, I have 4 kids, wonderful kids. One of the negatives of COVID was everyone has to really work. One of the positives is they were all working from our home. So we had a chance to really spend 6 months with all of them. It makes my whole life complete. And everything I do at the end of the day reflects wanting to make them proud. I'm very blessed. And my wife is just amazing. Been married for a very long time, over 30 years. She basically raises wolves and she winds up helping introduce them into the wild. So animals, family, that's who I'm about.
Talk to me a little about what attracted you to finance. How did you get into that space?
I had a chance to start something relatively small back in 1990. Jefferies had existed, but it was a relatively small company. And I joined it because I wanted to build something that I was proud of, quite honestly. I love watching what people like you can do with resources and smarts and ingenuity and building cultures, and I get to be a part of that in a very small way by helping from the financial side.
Jefferies has been in the news a lot in the last 2 years because you've been a tremendous leader through COVID of investing in culture and investing in your people. And I wonder if you might share some of that purpose and that culture and what that's meant for you and for Jefferies.
When you become a CEO, you think, other people think, oh my gosh, the whole world reports to you now. And the reality is you report to the whole world, okay? Everyone, you work for everybody. The phone never rings when someone says, hey, Rich, great job, you're killing it. I just want to tell you I love it. It usually
I did email you that once, though.
Thank you. I waited for 27 years for that, okay? But the reality is that they call you up when there's a problem or something didn't go right. You realize the responsibility and privilege that you have to be in a leadership position. And it's something that you don't really get in good times, you really get them in bad times. You were so kind to come in and let me interview you throughout COVID as one of our key speakers. For them to see that other companies and other leaders, what you're really going through and how hard it really is for everybody, that humanizes the experience that we all have. That helps our people get through COVID. They can relate to it. They don't feel like they're alone. They're not so isolated. And we tried very hard over the course of the last 18 months to really keep that connection going, and they feel like they're part of something and they feel safe.
But the other thing that I've always admired about you is your focus on developing the next generation of leaders and on mentorship. And you and I were at a dinner recently, and you remember the passion coming out of you about how important that was. I wonder if you might share sort of why mentorship matters so much to you.
I feel like you can actually touch lots of people with good advice, good perspective, okay? And the right message at the right point in time to somebody really changes their trajectory in a remarkable way. I'm chairman of the University of Rochester, where I went undergraduate, and I chair their investment committee. My real priority and joy is I have a scholarship program for each year for the last 15 years. We've taken 15 students, the most disadvantaged, overcome the most challenging odds, but they've also done great in high school, which is a remarkable, remarkable combination. And we've given them free educations for 4 years. And we've been able to not only support them, but really be parts of their lives. And the fact of the matter is, when I connect with them and I try to mentor them, they're teaching me. They're teaching me about how they look at life, what their priorities are, the kind of things that they care about. And that helps me as a CEO, it helps me as a person, it helps me as a parent, and and you learn and you grow. And they think that I'm helping them, and it's really the reverse. So I'm a really big fan of mentorship and taking the time and listening to people and having them in your life. And I love having young people in my life, I really do.
Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for your friendship. It has continued to inspire me. You are one of the most purpose-driven leaders that I work with. And thank you all for joining us for On Purpose. I hope you join us next month.